I'm Rick Holtz, and this is my wife, Colleen. We met when we were kids, and the rest is history. We had 6 kids, and then adopted 5 more from Costa Rica. Life with 11 kids is interesting, to say the least. Every day is a new adventure. This is Whole Lotta Holtz. Yesterday started with a whirlwind. You know, we had anticipated being up at 5:30, and we always have coffee in the morning. That's a ritual, so I thought I had built in enough time to have coffee. And
I was up at 4:50 and went ahead and showered, but when we were having coffee, Tom got away from us. So we were like, it's 6:30,
we have 30 minutes to get everybody dressed and out of the house. So it's like just a roar through the house. Everybody was, luckily I'd ironed everybody's clothes the night before for court. And, but anyways, it was a roar getting everybody to the car on time.
We did it.
We did it. We got everybody there. Everybody was in the car. Some of them still didn't have their shoes tied, but they were able to do those little things in the vehicle. So we arrived at the courthouse, and they prepped us that this is not like an American court. So
you're not going to walk into the judge sitting up on the podium with the robe
and the whole look of the American court system. So it's more going to be just a small room.
You go into a little room.
And so we arrived at the place where we gave them our passports, and we kind of waited outside with all the kids. And so there's all of us sitting in this little hallway.
Nice breeze coming through. All the kids were freezing, and we were like, oh, this
feels so good. And then one by one, they pull the kids back into a room.
Started with the youngest, all the way up.
And they're asking them how they feel about adoption, if they want to be adopted. So this is their point where they can say yes or no to us. And one by one, they go back, and
it was kind of like looking at their faces when they came out, because I mean, of course we thought they would say yes, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Till it's final, you're kind of like,
Yeah, and today is the day that we also gave them all their new names. And so, interesting. So while some of the kids are back, Joseph comes out and talks about how he's been here before in a dream. And it was just, and he said...
And we were like, was it a good dream or a bad dream? You know, what was it? He's like, no good, no bad. It wasn't good or bad. I forgot how he
worded it, but
we were like, what does that mean?
But it was just neat that he had a dream that he had been there before. So after all the kids went through the process of being interviewed, then they pull Colleen and I back to sit down with the judge. So we're back in a little...
We go back with our attorney and the Pawnee attorney.
And then a translator.
And a translator.
And then we go back into the judge's office, and she's the very first thing
she looked at us, like, just glared at us, and it was almost, I can't remember, I think Yolanda translated it as, do you know what you're
getting into?
Do
you know what you're getting into?
Are you sure you
want
these
5
kids?
5 kids.
Like, yes.
Yes, and then she's like, so you already have 6 biological.
And she's just glaring at us, like her glasses, and she's
why
like,
do you want 5 more? She just
like,
couldn't comprehend it. She then went on to her questions, and she had lots of questions for us, like why. The biggest one is why. Why do you want to do this?
Why do you want these kids?
And so I started at the foundation of what we believe adoption is about, and that's love. You can go your whole life and accumulate mass amounts of stuff, but stuff doesn't matter. What matters is eternal perspective. It's the generational. It's these children are going to have children that are going to have children, and pouring into them is what really matters. Knowing that I'm committed.
That we're going to be here for these kids forever, as we are for our marriage. Like, we're committed.
And we talked about that too. We said, you know, with raising children, we know that it's not just enough to be committed to the children. It's also, we have to be committed to each other. We all know that families have stress. Every week there's a new stress that pops up, or a new pressure. And if you don't have an outlet, if you don't have a way to talk through those things, or you don't have a place to do that, then it just builds and builds and builds until something breaks. And so...
Yeah, that's exactly what we explained to the judge. And she didn't look at us the whole time. She was just sitting, typing on her computer. No emotion. No like, nothing. Just...
So we couldn't quite read her. And
typing on her computer, and then we just stopped talking. And then so Yolanda, our attorney, she made her plea, or I don't know.
Yeah, so then the attorneys, both the attorneys,
Yes.
there's the two attorneys, the Pawnee, which is like
Child services.
and then our attorney makes their plea for us. So they tell them that,
We've
hey,
vetted, we've read, and we know this family,
and we recommend this family to adopt these 5 children. And then Pawnee also did theirs, and
it was beautiful.
it was
She
a
very
beautiful, heartfelt testimony of our family and the bonds that we have within our family and the connections that we've already made with the children. And she pleaded to the judge for us in our behalf.
And they asked that it would be expedited so we can get this family home, and the judge didn't say anything.
Nothing. But anyways, the judge, just no emotion, stands up from her desk and says,
"Follow me."
Follow me. And we're like, okay. And the attorney turns around and says, y'all are approved. And that
like,
was it.
really?
She's like, she has no emotion. She doesn't make
She's not going
emotion.
to tell you congratulations.
There's
We're like,
none of that. So we walked outside. We signed all the kids signed a document. We signed the document, and it was official at that point.
First right.